If you're used to scrolling on your Facebook or Instagram timeline to get news, that will soon change. Meta says it will block news content for its Canadian users on both social media platforms after Parliament passed Ottawa's new online journalism law. Bill C-18 will require digital platforms to pay local news providers for using their content. Meta will roll out the ban over the coming months. Meanwhile, Google says it may block news on its sites if Ottawa does not amend the regulations. I spoke more about this earlier with Michael Geist. He's an expert on internet and e-commerce law at the University of Ottawa. I asked him what he thinks of Meta's decision to block news content.
Well, I think this was pretty predictable, to be honest, because this wasn't so much about using content as you described, but rather linking to content. Content still resides ultimately on the actual site of the publisher, and it would be, let's say in Facebook's case, they're referring the traffic right back to that publisher. And so those companies have really from the beginning said that an uncapped liability simply for linking was not economic. It wasn't sustainable, didn't in their view reflect the true value of news. And so they made it clear that if the government's legislation said that if you link, you have to pay, and if you want to, but if you don't link, you don't have to pay, because you'd be outside the framework, that they were in all likelihood going to stop linking and therefore not be liable for those payments. It's a sort of a tough message, I think, for some to hear, is that Facebook is far more important to the news sector than the news sector is to Facebook. And so Facebook, for example, said that while that journalists may think that they're contributing significantly to Facebook's bottom line, the reality is news constitutes about 3% of people's feeds. And they found that it's highly substitutable. Truth is, people will spend the same amount of time on the platform either linking to a news article or looking at pictures of their friends. And so the economic value of that news is actually very, very low.
That was Michael Geist, a law professor at the University of Ottawa. He spoke to us earlier on CBC News Network.